is a very, very difficult lane to go into.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's going to make Rezo's life a little challenging, if that is indeed how they're looking to set this one up. The other aspect that I want to mention as we do get into the game is the Morphling. You know, Aghanim Scepter is essentially core as your, let's call it third item on the Morphling. But this game, if you're playing against an AG carry that needs to right-click, very important that you look to steal away some of that attack speed. But against a Bloodseeker, it's not as big of an issue, right? Because you've got the Blood Rage, you've got ways to give yourself 150 attack speed. So if you're able to just steal away, 70 attack speed? Of course it's still a lot, but it's not quite as bad as a lot of these other carries that, you know, rely entirely on their right-click damage just through items and their attack speed, rather.
Let's see how this game one shapes up. Group B, all 1-1 ties. We'll see if this is going to continue to be the case here in our fourth series over on Stream C. Do we have a team that might have a slight advantage in this game one, or do we feel like it's relatively even looking at the draft?
I have faith in the Nisha Morphling. I think he's going to be able to get enough done this game to be able to take control of this one. There's no real huge counters. The way to limit its effectiveness is to really body it in the laning stage, and while Puck's a strong laner, it's not as strong as it used to be, both in terms of the damage output. Are they? No, they're not going to throw K1 into the mid lane. He was sticking around a little bit too long, really just wanting to keep track of where these lanes are looking to set up. But yeah, there's no small camp to be able to play around with anymore with the Illusory Orb, so I feel like Nisha's going to be just fine in this lane.
Yeah, I think Nisha's going to have a very good time as well. Maybe the nuke from a nighttime might catch him off guard, but I imagine Nisha will not be caught off guard by that at all, especially with an Absorb Ward placed around mid. So we're going to see the Puck will probably be free to make a lot more rotations. He does have to be very wary, though, if he leaves mid for a little bit too long, that the Morphling can get a lot of damage into the tower. But yeah, Nisha's going to play his own game, whereas C-Smile will think about making some rotations.
I want to see the first skill point that Puppy puts in. Of course, most of the time you get the Holy Persuasion, and he's walking towards the camp to try and get one super early on. It's just going to be a Kobold, it seems. But do you want to do that against an Enchantress? I mean, she's just going to look to steal it away from you immediately after that. So I think we're going to see some creeps bouncing back and forth between these two up on the top side.
Yeah, and do you like how Secret has set the lanes up, though, with Chrysalis and Poppy being in the kind of off lane, and then Rezo and Zayats playing down in the safe lane?
I think it's fine. I think the biggest thing was they just wanted a reliable way to reduce some of this movement speed coming through. So maybe they'll get an early point into the Penitence just to be able to provide a little bit more of that harass top side. They're starting to get a little aggressive onto him, and certainly the movement speed helps from the Cup guy.
Without a doubt, Chrysalis should be able to keep on top of K1. They're trying to get the creep in front of the Bloodseeker to help with the body blocks. We'll see. Bloodseeker is someone that has a lot more armor than what the Centaur does in the lane. But potentially they felt like Chrysalis would have had a fine lane regardless up against the Bloodseeker or the Centaur, and just importantly, they want to get Resolution off to a good start.
Yeah, I think that's more the mindset for all of this. Although you have to be a little careful still, because you're up against two stuns. Gojira, he's constantly looking to try and make these wraparound plays. Might end up falling himself though.
Got to be cautious of your own positioning. A kick into the Lightning Storm. A lot of damage being cast out from afar. Another round of the Lightning Storm's going to be up shortly, but Gojira does have the Fairy Fire required, so he's going to duck into the tree line, allowing Whisper to tank up the damage at the moment and push Resolution away as he almost goes down to the double edge. And like you said, this is still a scary lane combo that Dire are playing with, but Gojira should go down as Resolution re-enters with the Lightning Storm and finds first blood.
Yeah, he had the Fairy Fire and the Magic Stick to be able to play with, and as well as a Tango ticking at the time, so that just comes down to, again, that lane cohesion coming through from Zayats and Rezo. Really looking to put a lot of this early pressure on every single opportunity that they get. They're just looking to secure the range creeps, make sure they're in a really solid position to be able to fight into this Beastcoast lineup.
Zayats should be able to secure the kill. Whisper up to the third level, easily done. Meanwhile, Poppy, I believe, had to TP back to base as well off the back of the aggression from Beastcoast top. So a decent start overall for Dire, being able to kind of hit back after that first blood was picked up.
Nisha, though, as expected, having a really solid time in this mid lane. Top side looks like they'll have to back off. But yeah, he's not taking as much harass from this puck as what a lot of other players might. It's still a relatively even matchup, but certainly Morphling favored in terms of the damage output that you're able to put on, and he's almost already level 5 at 4 minutes in, so Nisha having a fantastic time. Might even stack up for himself here on his way back to the lane.
Gojira down bottom might be in some trouble. Roll connects from Zayats. Whisper's going to try and put his body in front of Resolution so Gojira can get out of danger. So very nicely done from the Centaur.
Yeah, they're constantly just having to make these choices of, you know, do we look to fight these two, or do we give up a lot of this farm that's going underneath the tower? And unfortunately for Zayats, just the connection not quite there at the exact same time. Rezo had about a wave and a half going underneath the tier 1 tower that he just could not afford to give up.
What do you feel like the call is for Zayats? Is he going to go back down to the bottom lane here to pair with Rezo, or is there something else that he might be considering?
It's not really around any power and timing, so there's no real reason.
Yo, see, smile. Beautifully done. That was in daytime. They were able to blow him up as well. He was in the lane, and okay. I was watching the entirety of it. I kind of turned away for a second.
And players, like he tried that in
up.
the first series that we saw today, second series rather, against Entity, the solo pickoff against Stormer while he was playing his Venomancer.
Gojira? Just out of range with the cookie. Great side step from Resolutions. I should be able to solo chase down Gojira, and the Orb of Venom will make sure that the Snapfire will not be able to get too far out of range, and a roll on the mark. Secret find their second kill. Nisha's going to be pretty wary now. Seasonal has already proved once that he's been able to kill him. Nisha's going to make sure that he's playing with a little bit more health. 700, and even they're going to look to try and enable C-Smile as well. Gojira's going to TP in. He'll probably stick around as well for the power rune that's going to spawn shortly. No help will come out for Nisha, unfortunately, so it looks like it should be a power rune that goes the way of the puck.
They've got the Dream Coil as well if they were wanting to be able to make a kill attempt here. Zayats, he's actually going to walk into Gojira. Didn't see him coming, but maybe anticipating that there might be a movement coming towards the bounty rune. Instead, it's going to be C-Smile lucking out with the DD rune, certainly resolving a few of those issues, and with the power treads, there's actually a good amount of kill threat coming through if they wanted to go for it, but well, he made a good play before. He's pretty heavily agi-morphed, but Nisha, wisely enough, playing around the left-hand side of that mid lane, making sure that he's not going to get caught out.
Really, that big thing is just a ward being placed at the night time. There's going to be no shenanigans in the tree line of a jump over with that silence from C-Smile to try and blow him up. He's even going to use the DD actually aggressively. Sees that he's pretty fast strength morphed at the moment for Nisha, so doesn't have too much breathing room to play with. But Adaptive Strike pushes C-Smile up to the high ground. He's still going to consider about going under the T2 tower, pushing Nisha completely away from another full wave that's going to move shortly. Meanwhile, down bottom, Gojira kills off Resolution as well, so a great start for Beastcoast in all the lanes.
Yeah, definitely. Setting things up very well, just trying to bully Nisha
away now as well. Crystallis, he's going to get chased into the tree line. One more right click. They've got complete vision of the Slider and how he's trying to escape. Zayats will tip in to claim the life of the Enchantress. A decent amount of damage onto K1 as well with the help of the tower, but yeah, no way they're going to be able to chase him down. Just some poking being done.
Doesn't seem like there's anything big coming for Whisper next. He just wants to stay in this lane for as long as possible. Continue to pressure it out, realizing that, again, you don't have the strongest tower pushes. You're acting kind of similar to a Timbersaw this time around. Just giving a little bit of that map open for you to be able to play with. Of course, the Bloodseeker, once you get into the Maelstrom, you're able to accelerate your farm pretty damn fast, but it's going to be a while until K1 gets to that stage.
I wonder when K1's going to consider about going the, you know, what the item build is going to be for the Bloodseeker in a game like this as well. Like if he's going to defer from the natural that we see as bottom lane. Rezo, Stampede to close the distance. 3 points up at the double edge as well, so plenty of damage. Nisha's actually going to look to make a rotation. It'll be too late to keep Resolution alive, but he might be able to get a rebuttal with the kill onto Gojira. Got to be cautious though, because even C-Smile's going to be able to mirror this movement. It's not an easy kill onto the Morphling at all. Coil's going to be laid down, but the follow-up will not be there, so Nisha will be okay for the moment. Even Zayats are going to try and clean up Whisper. A roll forward with a waveform, beautifully done is Nisha. Great movement out of him, in fact, gets the double kill. It's going to be cautious though, because C-Smile looking to jump in with a silence. The Fairy Fire health is not enough. It was almost to keep him alive through the silence duration, but C-Smile gets a second kill onto Nisha through the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, he unfortunately wasn't quick enough to go into the strength treads either. Might have been able to save him there, but you just see how impactful the Morphling is as long as you've got that stun setup to enable you to go in and instantly burst someone down. Most of the time, it's not going to be that Centaur. You want it to be C-Spile, especially considering how effective of an early game he's been having.
Looks like with all the farm that he's been able to pick up, it's going to be the Spirit Vessel for C-Smile.
Don't hate it. I mean, no one else on the team really wants to be picking it up, and we can see how effective it's going to be against multiple strength heroes, a Morphling, even just the Chen for the Hand of God, and the mech that Puppey loves to rush. That's just understanding your opponent right there, realizing that Puppey plays a much greedier style, hasn't done it so much this game, and I'm kind of surprised with how far behind Crystallis is relative to K1 on the top side, but if there's one thing that K1 knows, it's how to get a lot out of a lane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
See what Seeker are going to be able to do to find a way back into this 4,000 deficit for them. The Spirit Vessel being picked up at an early stage is really going to make it difficult for the timing that I thought they were going to hit initially. This mech into the Leshrac wanting to group up and potentially take some towers, so top lane Seeker want to try and defend the tower. Crystal's going to be able to enter even though he's ruptured. See if he can chain control K1 underneath the vicinity. He's able to do just that. But he will still end up dying nonetheless, so a 1-for-1, but a big kill to be able to slow down the farm of K1, considering how he's looking at the moment. Second in the net worth on the Bloodseeker.
Looking pretty solid, isn't he? I mean, Zayats is the one holding onto the tome right now. I don't really want him to claim it. He's level 7 now. Okay, he did use it. But you got Puppey, who's not quite level 5 yet. And I feel like having that Hand of God available, just making sure that you're able to retain these two towers once more, enable the Morphling to farm a lot safer, that's going to be the main priority for Secret in this next little bit. Rezo, he's just going farming as well. This is an incredibly greedy style coming through from Secret.
Gojira TP's in and Nisha just instantly plays with the Snapfire Replicant, and they're going to be cautious how long they stick around because C-Smile again! Oh my lord, how many times is that now? Just catching out Nisha before the attribute shift, wants a high five as well before he gets the kill onto Zayats, but well, he's got too much damage for even an opportunity for the Earth Spirit to give him one.
Isn't it great about like just double damage enables a hero like Puck to play like that, completely fearlessly, underneath your own tower? Sure, it makes total sense, but I'm sure that Nisha, he's just thinking off the back of years and years of experience of, alright, even a Puck isn't able to kill me, but not with a Puck with that kind of damage boost.
At all, not with a Puck that's 2-level advantage and has a Witchblade now coming out in the Courier.
Makes you so much tankier as well. You know, I was talking about those quick pickoffs that they're going to be wanting to get out of Crystallis, but he is miles away from getting into the Blink Dagger, just essentially working towards the Mask of Madness, missing a few easy last hits too. Meaning that it's going to be quite some time until he's going to be able to respond to this. Essentially equal in net worth right now. It's a stinger.
Oh, bottom lane. Resolution's in trouble. Whisper with the Blink reveal with the Fault Mortimer Kisses. Beastcoast get another kill across the map. Secret gonna try and hit back, but it's just Gojira and it is not even going to go down. Snapfire himself is too tanking. Whisper finds an opening for a double stun. C-Smile is instantly able to connect as well, and they've got the ward on the cliff, so they know exactly where Zayats is pathing to try and escape the aggression. He might be able to roll away, but Whisper's ready with a blink back up surely. Gonna go for it, you bet he is. The right click afterwards, and then another kill for Beastcoast, as it is all dire in this game one.
I mean, this is what's going to happen, right? You've gone for a greedy style of draft, all of your cores are farming, one of your supports is farming, something's got to give, and they're just bleeding towers, they're bleeding map control, and they're not even giving out anything in exchange on Beastcoast. So I like the fact that they've upped the tempo. A lot of it comes down to the individual skill in the lanes as well, of course, but they understand this is the way that Secret like to play, so let's not let them. Let's punish them while they're weak. which is early on with his Slider, early on with the Morphling, really doesn't do too much.
Yeah, it just feels like the greed is now really being shown with Secret. Like Slider's in particular here that if you lose your lane, you're not catching up. This hero catches up with kills. You don't particularly catch up by farming, so you're now going to have pretty much an off-lane Slider, which I guess is if the game can somehow make it late, sure, the minus armor is going to be great with the Morphling, but...
Careful bottom. He's underneath vision right now, K1. Just not doing too much obvious, just staying on the lane. Maybe they're thinking no one goes up this far on a Bloodseeker at this stage of the game. This is the area of the map that he probably doesn't want to be quite yet at this stage. Even looking to go into a heart on Whisper. Really feeling himself, just wanting to tank up as much as possible.
Okay. He's already been a tricky man to be able to kill. Only one death so far. First phase Centaur, 5, 1, and 5. See what the play is going to be. Secret continuing to try and take a skirmish at this bottom kind of jungle area. They've got very good vision nearby.
15-minute Blink Dagger plus Witchblade for C-Smile.
Wow.
What a performance.
Performance indeed.
They've got the Mortimer's Kisses as well. So he's going to look to pair up together with Gojira to potentially get some kills happening. I think you could afford to put Enchantress up top here. Just get a little bit of that extra farm, get into the pipe, make it so that the movement that's going to eventually be coming through from the Enchantress, and let's say the Earth Spirit as well, is nowhere near as impactful. Here we go. Gojira moves the smoke, checks if there's any kind of vision, and they'll go for a smoke together, I would assume. Maybe even wanting Whisper to be with them, but he's saying, no, you can probably do it on your own.
And they will smoke up at the end. See where Beastcoast look to go.
Oh, Nisha's
Nisha is going to reveal shortly mid. The blink might catch him off guard. There's the jump, no attribute shift, and another dead Morphling. Oh boy, this is going to open up the tier 1 tower now as Beastcoast with the catapult wave should be able to find all tier 1 towers of the game.
Love this for Beastcoast as well. I mean, they just have K1 making the rotation forward as well. Wasn't part of the team fight, but just made sure that the lane was in a good spot to immediately get an objective on the back.
See Smile. Nice sidestep with the roll. Now the Stampede as Whisper hits a two-man hoof stomp. Gojira's got the follow-up as well. Oh boy, this is getting really out of hand here in game 1.
It is. They even still get the tower. You know, I talk about it a fair amount. I've said smokes early on, it's not enough just to get a kill, even if it's onto the enemy position 1. And this game, Nisha is the position 1 on Secret. So you got to make sure that you're getting that plus an objective. So the fact that they're able to get Nisha plus 2 other heroes plus the tier 1 tower off of the back of a single smoke just shows how well they're playing together right now on Beastcoast. And they're going to get another.
It looks like that'll be the case. Puppy's going to try and TP in along with some other members on Secret, but Crystallis is not going to survive for long enough. They would try and kick back the Enchantress in a resolution. Finally be able to get a kill, but look at the rebuttal from Beastcoast. The coil laid down. C-Smile's taking up a lot of damage from the Edict, and resolution, okay. Maxed out Edict. Oh, it gives a tip as well. Hang on a second.
We were just waiting for it. Come on. We were just waiting. I mean, we've watched enough Rezo games. He knows that he needs to get into the head of the opponent.
Try and tilt them out a little bit. C-Smile's gonna out of voice line as well. So resolution, that's a lot of gold going his way. Bloodstone now completed. And this, alright, I mean, you could make a very similar play that what just happened from Beastcoast, where they commit a little bit too heavily. Rezo with the help of the sustain from Puppy turn around, and all of a sudden you're in the middle of the fight and very difficult to retreat from Beastcoast. So let's see if this could pay off here.
I really like the idea of the item build he's going for as well. They're going into the Blink Dagger next item. You're up against a Centaur, you're up against a Puck, you're up against a Bloodseeker. All 3 of them have ultimates that stop you from just slowly walking up and getting onto the team. So if he's able to just instantly be that gap closer, pairing together with Zayats, it's going to go a long way towards providing that extra damage that they've been needing in these team fights.
Yep. Unfortunate for Secret. I have to go. It's another power room for C-Smile. We saw what he was able to do prior with this, and now an invis to potentially catch out Nisha once again with his pants down. There's the jump. Doesn't get the attribute shift, and the burst should be enough, even through the sustain coming out from Poppy's Shen. They're going to try and turn to still deal with some other members, as it looks like they'll bring down Resolution, but the Bloodstone heal not enough to keep him alive, and even K1 wants to get involved as well. What a jump from Whisper over the tree line, landing the double hoof stomp, and now Chrysalis will not be able to survive on the higher ground, and Puppy even as well. The next they're considering about chasing down is, yeah, why not chase him, why not get him, but Stun just a little bit too shy. We're still on cooldown, unfortunately, for Whisper, so they weren't able to get the full team wipe 19 minutes in.
They will get a tier 2 tower, though, very happily, and K1 even just looking to keep the pressure going. Push out this big tower, get a lot of that lifesteal coming back from all of the creeps. Very, very handy stage for Beastcoast to be in right now, and, you know, even just the idea behind that Blink Dagger that I was talking about for Leshrac, I really do enjoy it, because the next 5 or so minutes are all on the back of Rezo. You know, he needs to be a little bit greedier, just pick up that next item, but once he gets Blink Dagger, he needs to be selfless. He needs to make sure that he's got space to open up the map a little bit more for Chrysalis.
Silence. Let's see if the damage from Niche is going to be enough. Great use of the replica. And meanwhile, Resolution's onto Gojira as well. A very awkward position for the Snapfire to cookie into. They're very nicely done. Secret catch up. They've always got a triangular vision around the bottom jungle. They might. 2 points up in the corrosive haze.
Yeah, they're considering it. It's scouted out by Stinger, though. Buyback available on the puck, but I don't know if you want to be expending this just yet. Going to be joining in with the rest of his team. They steal away the Centaur and all of their vision. Can they look to contest this? Can they try and slow it down is the better question.
It's up to Whisper.
He freed up the item slot as well. He was thinking about it, but wanting to give away what is still a 10k lead for Beastcoast right now. So this Signs of Life, it means that, you know, Nisha is able to still stay out on the map, play that greedy style. It all starts around pushing this tier 1 tower top if you can.
Oh, you don't want to get caught out though, Nisha. Smoke's gonna pop at the daytime, so he gets the attribute shift. Doesn't have enough mana for the moment, but the one charges. Walking back to the secret shop, but Beastcoast still gonna pursue on. The Mortimer Kiss is gonna be used from far. They will be able to cancel it instantly. A lot was committed and they won't get any kills off the back of it on Beastcoast. They're still going to try and move on forward, but Whisper just a little bit too shy with the blink distance. It's going to come down to the Rupture now to be able to dive under the T2 towers. They'll target down Resolution. An easy kill onto the Leshrac. They'll turn to the Chen next as well. They will not be able to protect Whisper, however, as Chrysalis along with Nisha turn it around for an easy kill onto the Centaur under the T2 tower.
Yeah, but they finally recognize the Leshrac is the one doing a lot of the damage in these team fights, popping the Bloodstone onto him. Sorry, not the Bloodstone, the Rupture onto him, even with the Bloodstone enabled, isn't able to keep him alive because of all the BKBs being committed there. So, East Coast, wisely enough, taking their team fights, having solid hero prioritization. Is creeping up. He's nearly got the Manta available. Can look to play a little bit more around the silences that are coming through. A little bit tankier as well, having those extra 10 stats from the Ultimate Orb.
Definitely feels like this is an Aegis just though to help out with the farm from Secret. Really trying to take... Oh, Nisha we've formed in to try and get the double damage in. Maybe now you could think about smoking. Again, I really felt like the Aegis was going to be used just more defensively for farm, but maybe there could be an argument made for them to take a fight. Be the first ones to start it with the DD.
Yeah, they'll be considering it for sure. He's going to go for, whether it be the level 2 morph, or if he's going to go into the morph duration, because he's buying the Ags next. So it's just a question of what's going to help you most in this next team fight. Do they envisage it as being a long, drawn-out, extended team fight? I would have to say, for Secret's sake, they wanted a quick one. They want quick pickoffs. They want to be able to use this this Blink Dagger that Rezo has finished up if he wants to buy it, or they might even greed it out and go for the BKB instead.
East Coast going to be cautious. They're going to target down K1 first. Let's see if they can get the chain control. Beautiful Manta dodge from K1. Avoids the crush. They'll be able to blow up the Earth Spirit, but Secret still want to take the team fight. Nisha's playing with a double damage unit. Won't be perched off though. Now with the coil setting up for the Mortimer Kisses. Whispers in the middle as well. A Bloodstone is going to be active, and meanwhile off to the right side though, Chrysalis just mauling down the members of Beastcoast. One more right click to secure the kill, but meanwhile to the left, they've caught up to C-Smile on the puck. So Secret, you lose 2 supports, but you take so much away from Beastcoast. And they might be able to get more as well as Nisha playing around with the puck replicant is going to have Zayats to follow up, and there'll be no escape, even kicking Nisha closer to his target to bring down the Snapfire in the tree line. Meanwhile, Stinger, he's also caught out as well. Secret, it looks like they're back in this game.
Wow, a single team fight. You see the difference that Manta provides, right? Well, speaking of the Manta, it was a great usage there, like you mentioned, by Hector, but it just wasn't enough for them to be able to get control over that team fight. They wanted the quick pick-off. They wanted to be able to create that space away, but they're tanky enough now on Secret, and with that team fight victory, they're just going to look to extend that. Still, we're holding on to about 3,000 net worth on Rezo in the bank before that, and with that one team fight, almost has enough for the full BKB for himself. So it's getting to the stage where multiple heroes need to be the main target for your Rupture, and you're only going to be able to choose one. So it's kind of a pick your poison sort of situation here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think it's really big with a lot of the experience that's also being given over to Chrysalis. Level 15 now. So he wants to go into the talent, but really just getting him closer to the 18, that's the big one. The 20 armor reduction that you're going to have to play with yourself, and even buffing up Nisha, who almost has Scepter completed. So this is starting to get some scary territories here for Beastcoast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Nisha, 1,000 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter, nearly level 18. You've nearly got the... Do you have the BKB now in Rezo? Yeah, you do. And you're 500 away from a Blink Dagger on Chrysalis. So the Aegis is going to expire. They had amazing use out of it. They just got to try and withstand the pressure coming through from Beastcoast for the next couple of minutes. Item timings are coming through from them as well. Nothing really on Puck, nothing really on Centaur. Just feels like it might be the Basher coming through on Bloodseeker and perhaps the 4-staff on Gojira in the next couple of minutes that could influence things.
See if they can pick them up fast enough and then look to make a play. Still, Secret continuing to control this bottom jungle area. Really, they haven't left it for the entirety of the game. Always dropping vision down.
Rezo showing first.
Rezo was a bit far forward over the team. Oh, great BKB timing though. Will not be able to follow up for the moment, but the rest of Secret now going to try and protect Resolution. Instead, they'll get the kill into the Enchantress. Resolution's a long TP. He will be able to finally escape, and he was just baiting, waiting for the rest of Secret to enter the team fight. But Nisha's going to be cautious, and Manta dodge out of the hoof stomp once again. K1's going to try and enter the fight, but he can't do so. The Bashes raining down as Chrysalis just holds him into place. They'll chase down the Snapfire in the tree line, and the sole survivor will be Whisper Centaur.
Oh boy, I mean, he just TP'd out right in front of all of them, and even his BKB ran out towards the end for about a second and a half, and they still weren't able to stop Rezo from going down. The power of that Bloodstone, man, you pop it, you make sure your Poison over and your Edict are going, and then, you know, Bob's your uncle. It's very, very easy to be able to get that pick-off, but not if you've got the fast fingers of someone like Rezo. He is determined to show why he is a second place achiever at TI, and he's not done with yet.
You take a look at that jump. I felt like the opening, didn't it? Because they were very split on Secret for that moment.
Yep. He's ruptured. Look at his BKB. It runs out right now, and they still have about 2 seconds, but the silence is coming through there from Zayats on his Earth Spirit. Another great performance coming through from him. And now they've hit those timings. They've got Blink Dagger on Slardar. They've got nearly the Blink Dagger on Leshrac. You've got the Aghanims on Morphling and the level 18. Big smiles coming through from Puppy. I'd say that's the biggest smile you're ever going to get from the man. Even a BKB on Zayats as well means that you just do not care about this Puck at all in these team fights. You don't care about the Mortimer's Kisses. You need to commit so heavily to find these pickoffs. I wonder if Beastcoast need to change their style to a little bit more of the poke. You know, do you go something unorthodox? Do you go a Dagon on C-Smile? Just so that you can get that Blink Stomp into another stun, into the spell damage burst coming through, rather than trying to commit the Dream Coil with the Mortimer's Kisses, because they're just going to BKB and run away, and it's all going to be for nothing.
Yeah. What you got to do is play around with this ward that you have. It's incredible placement around the Secret shop. To see if Radiant move a little bit too far to the north where they can get that opening. Scans on the mark.
The little friends. That's what they need to play with, especially
Okay.
considering now that Puppey has the ancient creep as well from his
he's smart.
active shot. Let's blink forward.
Zayat's gonna drop the ward. Want to try and protect it from Beastcoast. They won't be able to do so. Looks like Zayat's only going to be able to catch up to one on Stinger. The Enchantress should end up going down. Kojira's nearby as well. Crystal should have to... Oh, we didn't have the attack speed to get the bashes out. But that pick off... Yeah, it's going to be Roche now, I think, for Secret. Do you buy back? It's a call. 4 on 5 or a 5 on 5.
We're going to back off. I think this is a wise decision. You need to try and find the pickoffs yourselves. You've got the tools to be able to do it. Like I've been saying before, all Rezo's really been waiting for is that Blink Dagger. Maybe now he switches the role from being the bait to being the hunter. Potentially afford to put Nisha onto the front lines as well. Especially if they claim this second Roshan. That would be huge for him. Getting the waveform attacks targets. Going into a BKB now, but wouldn't be surprised to see any kind of lifesteal come through after that. And of course, most likely... don't even know if he goes the attribute shift. Sorry, he goes the shard this game on Nisha. I feel like Crystalis would get a lot of value out of it.
Beastcoast are running very far forward. Attribute shifts there once again. They're going to try and turn to deal with Zayat, but they won't be able to bring down Resolution. A BKB is going to protect him. Look at the damage from Nisha. Steals the blood rage, all the attack speed he would need. He just blows up K1, and now Beastcoast need to try and retreat, but Secret won't allow them to do so. Crystalis catches up to Stinger. That's a dieback on the Enchantress. And now they can get the tier 1 tower and Roche as well. This is all Secret's game now. Oh, okay.
Just checking. Checking if it works.
Yeah. Making sure they won't jump into that moment.
Exactly. Nisha's level 20 as well. So just all these timings, the damage that Morphling is able to output, that's the power of the Aghanim Scepter, right? Just being able to turn your agility carry against the enemy team. And, well, he's having a pretty good time of that. They weren't able to claim the tier 1 mid, but it's only a matter of time until that one drops. Nisha claims top. Nisha has BKB. What a comeback from Secret. It wasn't looking too hot. 18% win probability at around the 18-minute mark. And it's basically flipped entirely on its head, all the way up to 79% for them right now.
It's honestly something we're seeing way too often here from Secret. Bottom, Rezo? Trying to get cute onto C-Smile. Unable to solo kill the Puck, but yeah, it's just... Secret somehow are just doing this way too often. Through last gen's qualifiers and now potentially this game as well, the amount of times they've come back, somehow stabilizing a game when they are far behind, and like, is this forcing the Enchantress to go on Midas? Like, Stinger. Alright. Alright.
Is that gonna do anything though?
I don't, we'll see.
Well, clearly they're just tired with dealing with 8 different auras that Puppey's holding onto at all times. It means that he had to go further away from the little friends, which I'm very upset about. I love this Aghanim Shard, especially against Chen and all the zoo.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Can you just imagine, like, a Chen's right there in the middle of the fight, and then there's just this big golem that just smashes him in the head. But I mean, this is how Secret draft, right? You said it's way too many times that they've been able to come back from these really bad-looking situations. But if you're going to draft for greed, all you need to do is withstand the early pressure. A single team fight, sometimes 2, can be the complete difference. We've seen it so many times, right? A Morphling, as long as he gets past the 20 or so minute mark in a decent spot, you're good. You're going to carry the late game.
Yeah. And obviously that's probably going to be the case until K1 picks up this Lincoln's, where you can finally address the Scepter on the Morphling. I wonder... okay, he did go Ag Shot. He had it queued up after the Lincoln's, but has gone down this route. So the pure damage is going to be really nice now against the Morphling. You don't have to worry about his high armor that he is playing with, which is important. So he will be able to deal a decent amount of damage now inside these fights. There's bottom lane. An easy kill on to Stinger. Chrysalis is a real big issue. A real big issue now. Like, you are getting to the territory where you can just perma-bash people, and they're gonna go high ground, it looks like.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yes, indeed they are. I mean, even just being able to steal... Oh, actually going for the deep dive here. Good presence by Gajira.
A double stun, but it doesn't matter. Secret just swarming further inside Beastcoast's territory. You get a buyback out of Whisper as well, but they won't net any return kill.
And still got the BKB and the Bloodstone on Rezo.
Roll in Zayats. Clips on the backline. They're going to kick Whisper into the middle. A Stampede used defense sleep. Look at the damage onto K1. Oh my lord. Nishi with the right clicks. There's just no response to this man.
No, he's stealing
They
so
call
much.
it.
They just call it. They're like, we can't do anything against this Morphling. Honestly, off the back of this game, I'd be surprised if Beast Coast let through a single Morphling again this game when they don't have first pick. I think it is that good, this game. This meta, this tournament, whatever you want to call it, it is just way too strong. You could even see the difference when K1 was off in the jungle farming as that team fight was starting to break out. He had a Manta illusion. You're even able to morph off that, and that affects the real Bloodseeker as well. So stealing 20% of his agility, stealing 70 of the attack speed, even someone like Bloodseeker that gets an extra 150 attack speed, it's a significant drop in